Hello world, WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of Minecraft Invasion. So, I put in a bunch of these things in, not really a bunch, but anyways, I am going to need some more heads as it stands right now. I managed to find one, plus the one in here. I used the skeleton head for the slice and splice here. But we are going to need 3 more because we need to get the soul binder. Now I've remembered, okay, witch, that sounds very difficult, or there's no Minecraft vanilla witches. Oh god. So we are going to need to get a soul vial and make sure that we, yeah, wait, mundane potion. Ooh. I stopped myself in time because I didn't realize that. Okay, so we're going to need a brewing station, which is, I think, an easy enough thing to do. We're going to need blaze powder, which we have, which is very helpful. So all we really need is a mundane potion. Do we have nether wart to make the mundane potion? Let's actually check. So this witch mundane potion just requires any old item, so we don't actually need any sort of stuff like nether warts. I saw the turbine thing and thought it was like a flash of lightning coming to kill my insides or something along those lines. Anyway, so we're going to need this, and we're also going to need to use this to make a blaze rod. So let's actually get a blaze rod so we can check the recipe. Duct tape, a steel rod. Do we even have duct tape in here? I don't think we do. I probably would have used the duct tape if I had it. So duct tape. We're going to need duct tape. We're going to need duct tape. Is there duct tape? Yes, there is. So we're also going to need to combine a steel rod. Okay, can I use a steel plate and convert it back? Okay, I can, which is good. So let's convert this back into a piece of steel and get ourselves a steel rod by just simply doing this. And remember that we still have that. Hey, I kind of need you right now. Thank you very much. There we go. Now what I thought was we were going to have to find the crying witches, which would have really sucked in all honesty, but it was something that I was willing to go out and do. But thankfully, because I don't need to do that, that is not the stick that I needed. Thank you very much. We also needed the soul vial, and we also needed the glass bottle. So apparently, oh, we also have glass bottles. That's very helpful. Soul vial, how did we make it? We just make it with any old glass. Block glass hardened, so quite clear glass is not going to work. So we're going to need to use fused quartz for this process. Does this work? Or does this... Wait, actually I should check. I think it requires 4 to make fused quartz. That's not good. So is fused quartz the only type of thing that I can use? I don't think I have a soul vial currently. That's the reason why I'm a little hesitant, and I don't think I have all of the quartz needed in order to do this process. Still, we got 2 zombie heads. That's helpful. Didn't I get a soul vial? Yes, I did. I got a soul vial there. So I don't actually need to craft any more soul vials. That's good. So let's just kill this sucker. Oh god! Did you just spawn a completely new one? Or were you the guy that I actually stole? Anyways, you're dead now, and don't really care about your paltry pickings, so let's throw that away. Probably some more stuff there. Anyways, so let's continue with what we needed to do. We need to make a simple vanilla brewing stand. And then we need to make a mundane potion, which just requires a bit of blaze rod in here. That is a necessity nowadays. And 1 random ingredient. Let us go with a bit of sugar, because we don't really care about it, and it's the cheapest thing that's currently on hand. Cheapest thing that's currently on hand. What do we have infinite of? Whatever. Okay, so gotta wait for that. Then we combine this, and the mundane potion, and then we'll have ourselves a witch, which we need for another step. Could also combine this, but anyway, so this is how we are gonna do this. Just double check. Witch. Okay, so this is gonna go in here. I'm not going to touch it because, oh god, that would cause a lot of death and destruction that I do not really want to go into. So, inventory panel. Inventory panel, let's get the other steps at least required. So we needed the slice and spice with basic circuit, stabilized ender pearl, some silicon, solarium. Basically we have everything here. We need the block of iron. Ugh. Man, you're just requiring a lot of stuff that I have short quantities of. Short quantities of. Yeah, very good. We needed actually 4 ender pearls. Can this be used? Okay, can't throw it. I probably should have looked that up before wasting 4 ender pearls and a block of iron worth of stuff. But anyway, so we also need the 2 silicon, which we have a lot of, so we don't really need to worry about that. And I already made a bit of electrical steel because that is going to be necessary in a bit. So that, and this. And after a bit of time and energy, we will get our ender resonator. Then we need to combine this inside of a soul binder, which requires 4 heads in order to get that. Now, the other thing that we need is dark steel, which we don't have currently. We are going to need to make that. We also need to make this thing, which is why I made some electrical steel. So silicon, Eye of Ender. So Eye of Ender right here, easy enough thing to create. We're actually going to need a bunch of remote awareness upgrades, actually, because we need one of these for every single one that we need. That was a horrible explanation. Basically, every single interface that we want on the system is going to require a remote awareness upgrade, so let us make as many as we need. So we'll make 4 at least to start with, and we'll just grab all that silicon because we'll need it for a few steps while we are working. So let us make 4 of these. Missing the conduit binder? No, I'm not. You are a liar, and I refute your evidence that you have provided. We also need dark steel, which dark steel required what? Carbon, obsidian, and iron. Do we have any obsidian on tap? We do, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We only needed 4 dark steel, right? Did we need it for any of the other stuff? No, not here. Actually, Soulbinder might require dark steel. It doesn't. Okay, so we're home free. So that, and carbon. For that, this might take a while, so let's just throw it in here. That, carbon, not that, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so while that's cooking up, we're going to have to wait for a few things here. It seems the salt is real, but we got 2 zombie heads, doubt a pumpkin will work, and we have more than enough stuff in here. Eventually, I'm just going to throw all of this stuff. What was I saying about throwing stuff away? Anyway, so now that that quest is done, let us get here. Scrapping? Did I need to make this? Manual detect? No, I didn't. Okay, so we got 4 more bits of iron for us to use and never use again. But we also can make 4 more iron. So let's just throw that in there. Might be something useful. Actually, that is useful. Oh god, that is useful. Not that useful. We can probably furnace it. That's very helpful. Smelt it to make a steaming empty can, which doesn't seem to do much. And yeah, that does nothing whatsoever. You can eat it for nothing. Oh, you can eat the hot air. That would be very helpful in what we need. So 1 more of those. I think this is done. So what was the other thing that we needed here before we can actually move on? We're going to need the pulsating crystals, which requires a pulsating iron. I think I have a bit of that. I got 6 of that. We also need 2 diamonds, which we have ample quantities of up here. So there. And we're also going to need to, well, create some more of this. So that is gonna require, unfortunately, 2 ender pearls, because this will make 9, and we need 10 in order to actually do anything. So let's make that, and we are now really short on ender pearls. So hopefully I don't mess anything up, because we are going to need some more in order to do stuff. How long is this going to take? Not that long, so let's quickly craft this, then we're going to have to wait while we're ahead to get the last head that we need. So there we go, 24 of that. Make this. There we go. Could make one more, but there's actually no need whatsoever for that. Throw this in here, because I imagine we'll need this for more conduits. And the final step is going to be making the machine required for this, then waiting for all the energy that's going to be required. Already made the fluid tank, just need to get, oh, that one more head, which we just managed to get right now. So let us make the soul binder. There we go. Throw this in here. Gonna require a lot of energy, but we throw this in here, and this in here. Let us not have that on our hotbar. And we also need 10 levels. So let us... I doubt this is smart. It might be smart, but let's just go like that. So we got 10 levels. Initiating soul extraction. Success! That is creepy as all hell, I'm gonna tell you that. Okay, so we got the soul vial still. That is good. Didn't actually consume it. Finally! We got ourselves an inventory panel. I thought the inventory panel required a crafting grid. Yeah, I thought for sure it required crafting. That's very odd. There's also these things which I have no clue what they're used for. Doesn't look like I can actually make any of this stuff, because they all require the same... No, actually it's just continuing to go up and up and up and up. So requiring a lot of chassis plates and dark iron bars is not something I'm going to worry about right now. So let's actually install this and see what we have available to us. So where do we want to install this? Might be good to install it there, but I think I'll install it here. So we're going to break this and destroy our house a bit, which is always a helpful thing. Place that there. I'm not going to worry about that right now. It's going to require energy, I imagine. Probably a lot of energy. So let's look at the inventory panel and disconnect this, because we don't want anything to happen there. Okay. Offline. Requires energy, probably. So let us see. Nutrient tank. Ooh. That's not something I was expecting. Okay, so does it require power? It doesn't look like it requires power, but it does require remote awareness upgrades. So let's put one in there. And it should now be remotely aware of all that stuff. But it does seem like it requires nutrient distillation from the vat. The vat requires more electrical steel, cauldron, and a machine chassis. Okay, so machine chassis required gold nuggets as well as a bit of copper and redstone. So copper, got some redstone. Let's just be safe and get that, because I don't want to look at the recipe quite yet. I do know that I need the gold nuggets, but we are going to need to make the vat here, which is going to be annoying. So this, okay, make that. We're going to need to, thankfully we have all the stuff for that, so let's actually do that. Machine chassis, good. And we need a cauldron, which I think we already made beforehand. I doubt I would have recycled that. I might have already used it in a previous recipe, though. No, I have that, though. Cauldron, cauldron, cauldron. Cauldron, cauldron, where are you, cauldron? I need you, cauldron, cauldron. That was not even a song. I have no idea what that was. Okay, so vat. This is getting very vat-tacular. Need the fluid tanks, which can require more of those. Okay, it is properly on that, so I think that will give me enough. Yeah, that's probably going to give just enough iron rods for making all of the iron bars that I'm going to need. There we go. Let's actually craft this in where I need to be instead of where I want to be. Make some of those. There we go. Fluid tank. There we go. And now we have a vat, which is going to require power, which will need to be on the system. This doesn't have any power conduits going up here, so that would be a long... Also, let us think. We are going to need to pressurize, or rather, we're going to need the fluid conduits. That is for certain. We're also going to need the power conduits. That is definitely for certain. We don't really necessarily have enough pressurized fluid conduits. What does the vat need in the recipes? It needs water, so we're going to need to pressurize some of the fluid conduits. So let's just look at what we have here. So we got water way down, way up here actually. Seems to be low on water. We are going to need to tap into those water reserve. We have water in here. So if I go up a level, and it'll be 2 over, you got water in here. So it's a simple enough process. If we actually look, can I actually look at this? Okay, so is that water? Yes, that is water, and I don't think that's pressurized. So in order to make that actually pressurized, we would need to make a separate dedicated line. That's unfortunate. Let me do a bit of thinking. This is an easy enough process to do, honestly. I'm just doing a bunch of blanking right now, but we'll be able to get this on the road. Okay, so it's actually a simple enough process. I just need to make sure I have all the stuff done. What I did was I put the vat here. It's taking some water from this water line. Means I don't need to tap a new thing. I'm also going to need to remove some of the pressurized fluid lines I think I had here. No, I don't. Don't have any there. And I'm just running out what the output will be here, because that is going to be where all that is. So now we have an input for all of the lovely, lovely nutrient slime that we're going to get. We also need a power line to the vat, so let us get that going. That's just going to require this, though, because that is the simplest way to do this. I think I accidentally put one in there. No, I don't think so. So now we have this. Dump input tank into output tank. Don't want to do this. Void output tank. Don't want to do that either. That's a lot of energy. We're eventually probably going to need to expand this a bit. Just put another layer on that with that fluid going up there. But we can cross that bridge when we come to it. It's not going to be something that we want to look at now. Let's get that out of the way. Don't think we have anything else that we can put away right now. There we go. So now we need to actually make the nutrient slop that is going to power our creation, and there are a bunch of ways that we can do that. One of the ways is by rotten flesh, and probably fish, bunch of stuff like this, just throwing it all into the vat. That vat is cray. So is this actually working? No, it needs 2 ingredients. Probably requires one quote-unquote animal thing and another biological thing. So another biological thing that we can do, one plant and one animal. It requires one plant and one animal. So one thing that we can use is sugar. It's not the most efficient, however. So let's just throw a bunch of this stuff in here. That will be enough to at least kickstart the process, and we can see what we have. Okay, just used a bunch of water, and now it's progressing, making all of our fun dreams come true. I must say, if this is one of your dreams, making a bunch of nutrient slop, I must say that's a weird dream, but I'm not going to judge. Now the final question is, will our inventory panel require power? It probably will. So let's look at this. Can I left click you? Shift left click you? Yes, we can. Okay. So, don't want the power actually, so let's get our fluid. Where is it? There we go. Extract. Wrong one. So this is always insert, but this is the one we actually want change. And we want to have it always active, so that stuff should go up here. And now you have this stuff. And it used a bit in order to do what we needed it to do, but we are good. So let's sort by quantity, I guess, and this is all the stuff that we have. Now I think per operation, it's going to use a bunch of stuff. Doesn't seem like I can insert back into here though, so I'm going to need to be careful. It says return item return area, so I can extract stuff from the system. That will require nutrient tank. It requires nutrient tank, very good. But just simply looking doesn't seem to require any nutrient tank, but it does require items. Anyway, so what would be one of the things that we want to craft, for instance? We have automation, so apparently these were actually quest rewards, so that is good. And we also got one of those. That would have been handy to have, but whatever. We can throw this in here. That's good. So we are basically filled up with all that stuff. So we actually... Okay, read difficulty just increased. That's going to be very fun. So the next thing we probably need to make is the compactor. But another thing that we definitely need to do is look at here and see what we have. So let's actually put this back on. Ooh, my armor really went through a colossal upheaval. So that's not very helpful to us. Basically, I'm wondering, is this the input-output? I think that's the input-output. So if we were to, for instance, put this on the same network, so those are a bunch of items here. That item conduit goes where? That item conduit just goes down. So I think this does connect to our main network, however, so if we were to connect that, like so, that is connected. Good. We'll put this up here. We'll, let's just set this here. Just bring this up here instead. I don't want to tinker with a bunch of glass stuff. It's not going to be very pretty if I were to do that. And I don't want to invest in those facades right now. Now, the thing that we're going to need to do right away is change this so that it is the... Well, neither of those things. It's a remote awareness upgrade. There we go. So now, when I look at this inventory panel, I should see all of the items that we have, and it should be a simple enough matter to just search iron, and we are good to go. Now, it might actually have an idle use, which would be unfortunate, but basically, I need to throw some biological stuff in here, and I'm also going to need to get water. So water seems to be one of the issues. So maybe if it rains or something, there might actually be something that... maybe if I put a bucket of water on top of this? No, that'd be silly. Possible, but silly. Ha! That was incredibly stupid. That was incredibly stupid. I apologize for that. I just decided to throw all those torches away. Come on, come on. Be a good guy. Be a good guy. There you go. Who's a good way? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I should set this to extract only. Anyways. Okay, so that's working. That's good. We don't need to worry about that. I think I should also take away that power drain because I don't really need that on my person. But we will take the RF engine because we'll eventually throw that in here so that I can use power there instead. So I'm going to actually need to... I'm going to need to automate this. I should have automated this a while ago. But that's just going to be a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff indeed. But we are one more step closer to greatness. and I am happy. I'm so happy. So I think a little quick quality of life thing that I can do to the system is do the following. If I change this so that that green part is priority 2 and 3, or rather 1 and 2, change these priorities so that they're slightly higher. And you'll see why I'm doing this in a second. Basically, now all these are 3 for the priority, trash can is 2, the main sorting system is 1. Why did I do that? No, that was kind of stupid and not what I really wanted to do, or at least it's not gonna bring me closer to what I am trying to do right now. Basically, this inventory panel, it's very good, and I'm going to want to keep on using it as much as humanly possible. However, the one issue with it is that it can only extract. It can't actually insert into the system. Therefore, what I'm going to do right now is just add a bit of quality of life to my predicament and get, well, I'm gonna get this many chests because I can, and I need a few more drawers, but I want to add a main, oh god, I need to throw everything out, so extract, always active. So all the stuff from here will go onto the green line and will go back into the sorting system. So if I somehow have excess silicon, I can just throw it in and it will find its way back into the system at large, which I think is what we're going to want. Now another thing that I will want to do, and is what I was thinking about doing now, is having another chest here and have this as insert with a priority of 0. So if there's anything that shouldn't be on this line, it's going to just find its way into here. Now the problem with this is the fact that there is a lot of stuff in here that I don't really want. The boots, gone. The sticks, don't need them. The wood, probably. The salt might be useful, but the other stuff here, it's essentially going to need to go into the trash, so I guess I should make myself an iron chest instead, and then just void all of that other stuff when I get the chance. Yeah, let's just do that. So we'll do this, and unfortunately I just rebooted after a power outage, and my computer seems to be rather slow when it initially boots, so it's gonna be a bit laggy. So insert, all the junk stuff is going to end up in here. That means I could probably just remove this thing from the equation entirely, because this only acts as a buffer, and there's no point having this buffer if everything else is going to go away. So I think that is good. Now, what I want to do next is look at the quests that I have, and I'm going to need to start doing them in a bit more earnest. Now, this Black Lotus, is there a way to craft you? Okay, let's look at this. So, Black Lotus, just look around in the wild a bit and you will find one, then be able to get black dye. Am I able to craft this? No, it doesn't seem like it. Therefore, I'm gonna need to actually find this in the wild, which means that I'm gonna need to go out into the wild yet again so that I can sort all of that out, which shouldn't be too much of a problem, honestly, but you know how it is. You know how it be. You know how it be, boy. Now, one obvious caveat about having this chest right here is that I'm going to actually need to put the stuff that I want sorted into here, or rather into here first. So these sticks, how did they end up here? No, seriously, how did those sticks end up in here? This has a priority of 0, and I set that to priority 1. Therefore, it should be required that they go into here first. So it seems like that's a quirk of the system or something? I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that out very soon, because that's gonna really throw a wrench, or rather stick in my plans. So basically my idea is I'm going to need to throw a bunch of this stuff away, like for instance throw all this away, and I'm going to need to go out hunting for those black lotuses. So that means that I am going to need to do quite a bit of exploring. This stuff I think I'm going to need to repair. I don't think there's an easy way to repair this, but whatever. And now that I have all this stuff ready to go, I can probably just throw all of this into here because I can simply grab it using the system that I have before. Not the most impressive way to do things, but whatever. It works for me. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of Minecraft Invasion. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to more episodes. I'll keep those in here. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day.